Everybody wants to make $10,000. The only problem with that is there's a lot of BS and noise out there. And there are a lot of people making it look way simpler than it actually is. So in this video, I'm going to give you the 4 main components that you need to focus on in order to make $10,000 a month, starting from zero. So after you watch this video, there will be a link in the description so that you can see which business is the best for you to start and combine it with what you've learned in this video. Now, the very first thing that you need in order to make your first $10,000 a month is you need to have the right vehicle. You see, if you do something where your time is directly related to how much money you make, then it will be very difficult to make $10,000 a month. Let me give you an example. If you're a car mechanic, you're going to solve some problems on cars. You're going to fix the cars and you're going to make money based on that. But you only have so many hours in the day where it's going to be very difficult for you to make your first $10,000 a month doing that. Now, don't get me wrong, it is possible. You get some employees and things like that, but it's very difficult. And when you first start your first business, when you've never made $10,000 in a month, you probably don't want employees. You don't want to start a startup because those fail a lot. And for the few unicorns that are out there, most of them will fail. So that's not something that you want to start. Instead, you want a business that's very lean and that has a lot of distribution. For example, if you're watching this video, I don't need to be there every single time that somebody watches this video. There will be a lot more people that are doing that. And that is what is called distribution. The next thing is do not do trading. You see, people that are selling courses on trading make a lot of money by selling you a course, but they're not actually making money from trading because 3 or 4 people out there that are doing trading are losing money, not making money. That is just people selling you a course, and computers do a much better job of trading than a human will do. The next point is you need free cash flow. You don't want to build a startup just like I was saying at the beginning of this video, because that will cost you a lot of money. Now, you will need to invest in some businesses that you start, but you don't want to go something crazy. You don't want to go to a bank and ask for a loan. Instead, you want to do it with your own money. So try to spend less than $1,000, and that will be way more than enough to make your first $10,000 a month and beyond. You see, some people build huge companies that are worth $100 million. And if you look at that person on paper, he's extremely rich because he owns a company that's worth $100 million. However, that person's net worth is tied to the money in that. And there are probably shareholders, and he's probably getting paid a fixed salary that might not even be very high. And even though he's worth $100 million, he's almost broke. And you don't want to be one of those people, because that is not cash flow and that's not what you want to start, especially if that's your first $10,000 in a month. Now, before you hit those $5,000, if not $10,000, you do not want to have any employees. You can make over $200,000 a month, even more than that, with no employees. So when you first start, especially before you hit those 5 to 10K, do not get any employees. Instead, learn a skill and maybe have a service-based business, because when you have a service-based business, you're going to teach people something that you know, for example, or you're going to run ads for a company, or you're going to manage their social media. But all of this requires one skill that you have, and that's it. And with that sort of business, a service-based business, it's going to cost you very little money, and you're going to be able to scale to 10K a month. And since you don't have many expenses, your ratio from the money that comes into your business and the profit that you make are almost the same, if not exactly the same. Even though you do have to account for taxes, but you don't add anything on top of that. So having a lean business where you're the only person that does something, that's where you're going to be able to cross that 10K mark. So how do you make that business succeed? You're going to need to have a high perceived value. Let me explain. If you go to a business and tell them that you're going to do X for them, maybe write emails, maybe run their Google ads, or whatever it may be, and you tell them, I'm going to increase whatever you make by 30%. That is a no-brainer. If their 30% is more than what you're going to charge, which is going to be, especially if it's a medium business, and you charge them $2,000-$3,000 a month, and you go to a few businesses, that's easy $10,000 a month. But also, the perceived value that you have is a no-brainer for them. They will hire you if you can promise that and show them that you can deliver. If you don't want to run a service-based business, you can also do social media, which also works very well, but you will need to have something to sell, and it will probably take you a bit longer than a service-based business. Something that you also do want to pay attention to is a lot of people, like I said at the beginning, are telling you that making $10,000 is easy. It's not. You want to set your expectations right. You want to set making $10,000 a month in years, not month, not weeks, not days, years. And you want to work like you're making it tomorrow, but expect it to make a few years. And that way you won't give up after 6 months of not having results, because most likely when you're first starting out, that's what will happen. Once you hit $10,000 a month, you want to keep $10,000 a month. So you want to have this as your baseline. Make it concrete and make sure that you don't go below that. If right now your baseline is $1,000 a month, and once you go below that, it's crazy and it will keep you up at night, that's where you want to be once you hit those $10,000 a month. You don't want to go below that $10,000 a month. And that's how you're going to actually keep growing and keep consolidating your business. Now, once you know all those things, then I would suggest that you watch this video, which is one of these sites, and watch the entire video and make sure that you pick one business and go with it. Whichever one is the best for you, do it and make it work. And let me know in the comments whenever you start making your first dollar. I would absolutely love that.